When watching the finale of Dexter New Blood, you probably felt the same way I did. It was shocking. It was definitive. Dexter Morgan, bleeding out in the snow, killed by his own son. For years that felt like the absolute end. Now, I know, the new series Original Sin has since retconned this, telling us Dexter actually survived. But let's go back to that moment before the retcon, when his death felt real. What if that was the end of Dexter, but not the end of the story? What if one tiny clue from Iron Lake didn't stay buried in the snow? What if that clue ignited a suspicion that had been haunting Angel Batista for over a decade? This is the story of a hunt, a relentless pursuit led by the two men who were once Dexter's brothers in blue, and a hunt that would force Dexter to unleash a darkness he'd always kept leashed. This is what if Batista and Quinn hunted Dexter Morgan in New York. Welcome to the Dexter Theorist. So, the official story out of Iron Lake was neat and tidy. Dexter Morgan, going by Jim Lindsay, killed Officer Logan and was, in turn, killed while resisting arrest. Case closed. But the ghost that haunted Angel Batista during that brief video call was the Bay Harbor Butcher. For Angel, that case was never truly closed. The official story said Dokes. His gut screamed Dexter Morgan. And so, here's where our timeline splits. Let me just lay it out for you. After Angela Bishop's frantic call, Captain Batista pulls the original Iron Lake case file. But the local cops insist it's closed. Dexter Morgan, alias Jim Lindsay, killed, self-defense, end of story. Batista moves on until 3 weeks later, a forensic evidence tech notices the same ketamine signature in the Kurt Caldwell victims that once surfaced in Miami's Barrel Girl case. The tech kicks the note up the chain, straight to Batista's inbox. Now the pattern is undeniable, and the captain finally admits what he's feared since LaGuerta died. Dexter was the butcher, and the real story isn't over. The Ghosts of Miami. The email arrives, and you have to imagine what's going through Batista's head. Bay Harbor Butcher. It's the case that cost him Maria LaGuerta. He opens the email, reads about Iron Lake, about Dexter, and then he sees it. Ketamine, linked to the Barrel Girls. It's not a smoking gun, but it's the first real piece of evidence he's had in years that backs up the suspicion he's been carrying. The suspicion that LaGuerta died for. He pulls out her old, unofficial file on Dexter. He knew he couldn't let it go, and he knew he couldn't do it alone. He needs someone who was there, someone who also lived in Dexter's shadow. He needs Joey Quinn. Now, you have to remember where Quinn is at this point. He's a ghost. He left Miami Metro, haunted by Deb Morgan's death. He was convinced, deep down, that Dexter was responsible. He'd had Dexter dead to rights once, with Liddy's surveillance photos, but he'd let it go. For Deb, and that guilt has been eating him alive for years. Quinn, he answers the phone, his voice a wreck. It's Batista. Quinn's posture probably straightens. A call from the captain is never good. What do you want, Angel? It's about Dezu, Batista says. It's about LaGuerta. It's about the Bay Harbor Butcher. Silence. Then, I'm on my way. For the first time in years, Joey Quinn has a reason to be sober. In Batista's office, Angel lays it all out. The email, LaGuerta's files. Quinn picks up a note connecting Dexter to the ice truck killer. She knew, he whispers. We didn't listen, Angel says. I did more than not listen, Quinn confesses. I helped him. For Deb. He finally says it out loud. She'd still be alive if it weren't for me. We can get justice, Joey. For them. Finding Dexter isn't even that hard. He'd faked his death once and simply vanished. But Harrison Morgan wasn't a ghost. A few digital breadcrumbs lead them to an apartment in Queens. So this isn't an official investigation. This is off the books. Angel uses his vacation time. Quinn sells his car. This is personal. Two broken men heading north to find their fallen god and drag him back to hell. The walls close in. New York City, a perfect place for a ghost to hide. Dexter, now David Clark, is living a quiet life in Queens with Harrison. He's a stockroom manager, a job with order and routine. He's trying to be a father. The dark passenger has been quiet, shocked into silence by the events in Iron Lake. His code is simple: protect Harrison, don't get caught. But Batista and Quinn are there. Angel is patient, building a case, talking to local cops. Quinn, though, he's a raw nerve. He's all instinct, walking the streets, sitting in diners, just watching. He's hunting. And here's the first close call. Quinn's sitting in a diner across from Harrison's high school on a gut feeling. He sees Harrison come out, and then he sees a man join him, baseball cap pulled down low. It's Dexter. Quinn's hand goes to his gun. This is it. But a waitress cuts him off. and by the time he gets to the door, they're gone. Vanished into the crowd. He was seconds away. The second near miss belongs to Angel. He's watching the loading dock of Dexter's job from a rental car. He sees him, plain as day. The man who brought him pastelitos was the Bay Harbor butcher. He raises his phone to get a picture. Proof of life, but a truck pulls up, blocking his view. When it moves, Dexter's gone. Dexter has no idea. His focus is on Harrison, but then comes the moment of truth. He's walking through Times Square, a place he hates, and he catches a reflection in a storefront window. A familiar face, older, heavier, Angel Batista. Dexter's blood runs cold. How? His mind races. They knew. He ducks into the crowd, and when he risks a look back, he sees the second man. Wired, impatient, a cigarette dangling from his lips. Joey Quinn. But here's the thing, mixed with that cold dread is something else. A thrill. The game is back on. He'd grown soft, complacent, but the hunters were at the gate. His friends. This wasn't some random monster. This was personal. You can almost hear the dark passenger waking up, can't you? Whispering in his mind. Aren't you tired of hiding, Dexter? Don't you want to show them who you really are? The hunt was on, but now the prey was hunting back. The tragic confrontation. The hunt changes Angel and Quinn. They're consumed. The line between cop and vigilante gets real blurry. Angel, Mr. By the Book, is talking about breaking into Dexter's apartment. Quinn is just a man possessed by the ghost of Deb, running on whiskey and rage. He's starting to scare Angel. Meanwhile, Dexter isn't just reacting anymore. He's planning. He's watching his watchers, learning their patterns. He sees their vulnerabilities. He's laying a trap to not just escape, but to dismantle them. And this is where it all goes wrong. A perfect storm of bad luck and worse decisions. Angel and Quinn decide to corner Dexter outside his apartment. It's a sloppy plan. Quinn is in an alleyway to cut off escape, Angel at the end of the block. Dexter knows they're there. He plans to lead them on a chase, separate them, and deal with Quinn first. But he doesn't account for Harrison coming home early from a friend's house. Dexter sees Angel step out of the shadows. It's over, Dexter. Dexter gives a small smile and runs right towards the alley. But Harrison, coming from the other direction, sees his father running. He sees a man step out of the alley and raise a gun. He doesn't see a cop. He sees a threat. He yells, "Dad!" and runs toward them. Quinn hears the shout. He sees a figure charging him from his blind spot. In the rain and bad light, he doesn't see a teenager. He sees an accomplice. He pivots. He yells, "Police, stop!" But it's too late. The muzzle flashes. Harrison is thrown backward. Dexter's world just ends. All the rules, the code, the control, it's obliterated by pure rage. He roars this animal sound of agony and rushes to his son. Harrison whispers, "Dad," and dies in his arms. Quinn freezes. The horror of what he's done crashes down on him. Oh God, no. Angel runs into the alley and just stops. He sees Dexter holding his dead son. He sees a weeping Quinn. But the man holding the body isn't Dexter Morgan anymore. The grief burned away everything but the dark passenger. He gently lays Harrison down, stands up, and looks at Quinn with pure, absolute darkness in his eyes. He is completely untethered. "Don't, Dexter," Angel pleads, his hand trembling. "Worse?" Dexter's voice is a low whisper. "You have no idea what worse is." He disappears into the shadows. The hunt is over. The slaughter is about to begin. He stalks Quinn through the city. The final confrontation happens on a rooftop in Hell's Kitchen. Quinn, weeping, tries to apologize. "I didn't see him. I'm so sorry, Dexter." Sorry doesn't bring him back. There's no ritual, no blood slides. This isn't for Harry, it's for Harrison. In one swift, brutal motion, he ends Joey Quinn's life. As police close in, Dexter is trapped, and that's when a figure emerges from the rooftop door. "Dexter, it's Lumen Pierce. I heard you might be in trouble," she says. "A friend in Miami Metro still owes me a favor." She points to a fire escape. "You saved my life. Let me return the favor. Now we're even." Her appearance is a moment of impossible grace, a debt repaid. As the cops burst onto the roof, Dexter is already gone. The aftermath is just wreckage. Angel Batista is standing over Quinn's body on a rooftop. Harrison's body is in an alley miles away. The Bay Harbor butcher is gone. Angel won. He proved Lagorta right. But the victory is so costly, it feels like a total defeat. His career is over, and he goes back to Miami, a broken man with 2 more ghosts to carry. And Dexter, with Lumen's help, he escapes. He heads west, completely hollowed out. The dark passenger isn't a passenger anymore. It's the driver. The code is gone, burned away with his son's last breath. Lumen supplied him with fresh IDs and cash from a survivor aid network. The final scene finds him in Las Vegas, a city of neon and noise, a perfect hunting ground. He's watching a roulette wheel spin, a predator in a target-rich environment. He has lost his son, his code, everything but the hunger. He's alive, he's free, and he is more dangerous than he has ever been. But that's just me. Now I want to hear from you guys. What happens next for this new, untethered Dexter? Could he ever find a new code, or is he destined to become the indiscriminate monster he always feared he was? And what about Batista? Let me know your theories and what you think of this alternate timeline in the comments below. And if you have another what-if scenario you want to see explored, be sure to share it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.